dear, and welcome to the Jose Carlos Bassi Circuit, Ladrillapia Park, Villa Mercedes, for rounds 11 and 12 of the Kumho TCR World Tour and TCR South America Banco BRB. 4.368 kilometres of circuit over 18 turns await our 25 drivers from 10 nationalities. 8 models and 6 brands of car will take part in this 25-minute plus 1 lap race, the opening race of the weekend here in Argentina, as we look to add a little bit of warmth and temperature to what is an incredibly cold day. But make no mistake, the heat out on the circuit will be intense as we get started and go racing in a few moments' time for this first race of the weekend here in Argentina. A very warm welcome to you all on the Kumho TCR World Tour and TCR South America Banco BRB race, whether you're watching on TCR TV on YouTube or the TCR TV app. It's great to have you with us as we take a look at some of the cars and some of the stars out there on the grid. We had qualifying a little bit earlier on, difficult conditions for the drivers, rainfall, cold temperatures, very little grip on this high-speed street circuit, but at the end of the day it was, of course, pole position for Jan Elishay at the front of the field from championship rivals Robert Michaelis and Mikel Azcona. They are the championship TCR World Tour Championship standings that you can see on your screen. Rob Huff just 47 points adrift in 4th position as well, very much in the hunt for the overall crown. At the end of the year we have got these 2 races, then we head to Sydney Motorsport Park on the 3rd to the 5th of November, the world famous Bathurst, and of course Macau to round out the year. Plenty of racing still to do, but we're getting to the important part of the season now where every single point counts in the Kumho TCR World Tour and in TCR South America. We've got a quick interview. Let's head down.
Hello friends, I'm here with Jan Erlacher, who is going to start the race in pole position. I want to know, Jan, if you think about some strategy to the race. We are going to start with a slick on the front and water tires on the back.
Yeah, we thought about the strategy, you know. We don't know what is the truth at the moment. We need to do a good start. It looks quite wet at the moment. I don't know how much the track will dry. It's a bit unknown, but at some point we need to put some tires, so we put those ones and then we see.
Okay, thank you very much.
Interesting strategic decision there from the Cyan Link & Co team. The rainfall has been consistent since qualification came to an end a couple of hours ago. It started to dry up now, but with the temperatures so low, the circuit is very greasy. It's not giving up much grip in the best of conditions, and we're far away from ideal running on that one, so it'll be interesting to see which other drivers follow the lead of our Kumho TCR World Tour leader Jan Elishay at the front of the field. The entry list that you can see on your screen, 25 cars will be taking part in this race as we're joining once again for the final time the TCR South America Banco BRB field. Some drivers will be missing. The 2 Alfa Romeo Squawk cars will not be taking part as they're a Uruguayan team that were only ever going to race at the last race at El Pinar. We have lost, unfortunately, Fabrizio Pizzini as well due to budgetary issues, cannot be here on the grid for this one, and the 2 Peugeots are missing from the field as well, courtesy of accident damage for Finestri. Last time around they've not made the trip to Argentina. Rafael Suzuki is on stock car Brazil duty, so he has been replaced in the PMO Motorsport car by Matthias Miller, who did a great job to qualify the Link & Co 03 in 13th position a little earlier on today. Santiago Arrutier that we're looking at there on board, the Cyan Link & Co driver, qualified in 5th, but will be starting at the back of the field, having to undergo an engine change in the Cyan Link & Co racing car. Bebo Girolami, home hero, racing for the Squadra Martino team, still in the brand new Honda Civic FL Type R, the brand new latest model car, but run by Squadra Martino rather than ALM Motorsport that have been running Bebo Girolami up to this point in the Kumho TCR World Tour. Girolami will be starting in 10th position for this race, which will be the pole position for the reverse grid race tomorrow, and that is courtesy of a technical infringement for Rafael Reis, who put the car in 10th place in qualifying. He has been relegated to the back of the grid for both of our racers today and again tomorrow afternoon at around 1700 CEST, which will be 12 AM local time here in Argentina, as we see some great drone shots of the grid. And look how wide, just look how wide the Pedrera Park circuit is. 30 metres on the start and finish straight is the width, making it the largest and widest circuit in South America. That narrows down to still a mighty 20 metres as we navigate our way through the first corner. So there is opportunity for cars to run side by side. The danger, of course, you run side by side, you risk the potential for an accident on this high-speed street circuit lined by concrete barriers. Qualifying this morning was a good effort from Norbert Michaelis that we see here, second on the grid in the BRC Squadra N Hyundai Elantra TCR. Michaelis is one of the many drivers looking to squabble for the lead of the Kumho TCR World Tour from Jan Aleshe. He'll be needing a big result in that Hyundai Elantra, and he's backed up by Mikael Azcona, third position on the grid. But one to keep an eye out for is Rob Huff in the Comtu Racing Audi that you see on the second row to the left hand side of your screen, the blue and white machine. We know that Audi has been quick off the line in recent rounds, as very ably demonstrated by Frederik Vervisch in previous races. Can Huff utilise that acceleration, utilise that start technique to good effect on this race? It would be fair to say the right hand side of the grid is the cleaner of the two sides of the grid under normal dry conditions, but with rainfall it's going to be anyone's guess as to which side is the optimal line to take off the line and who is the bravest on the brakes in that very wide and very fast entry into the opening corner. So let's have a look at our lineup. Jan Aleshe on pole position from Norbert Michaelis, with Mikael Azcona in third, Rob Huff in fourth position, Marcin Hua and Ted Bjorkar, Lincoln Co 5 and 6, Frederik Vervisch and Pedro Cardozo leading the field for TCR South America. Nesta Girolami, 9th on the grid from Fabian Iannitoni in 10th, Bernard Javier in 12th position, 13th, Juan Angel Rosso, Diego Nunes, Ignacio Montenegro and Galidos. 17th, Manuel Sapag from Esteban Gurrieri, Frederick Balbi and Juan Manuel Casella, having hastily repaired the car following a shunt in FP1. Enrique Maglione, Fabio Casagrande and Alberto Baptista are 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Then we've got Santiago Urrutia, 24th position. Rafael Race lines up at the back of the grid. So we've got Lincoln Co's right at the sharp end and Lincoln Co's right at the back. Can Santiago Urrutia, the home hero last time out in Uruguay, do anything about the very strong field of cars ahead of him? Can Jan Aleshe get the start off the line that he needs to be able to convert a pole position into an early race lead? Will the Lincoln Co cars prove to be as quick off the line and as aggressive in the opening corners as we've seen in previous Kumho TCR World Tour rounds? And for the TCR South America contingent, can the likes of Pedro Cardoso, can the likes of Fabian Iannitoni show how strong TCR South America really is, despite only being in its third season of competition? They're very well placed in this opening race to have a good opportunity to fight for the big positions when the green flag waves in a few moments' time. If you're new to the world, the Kumho TCR World Tour, very welcome to you. Great to have you along with us for this broadcast. For this particular race, where we'll be running for 25 minutes plus one lap, it will be a standing start off of that 30-metre wide grid that we saw a little earlier on, and the drivers will not be expected to make a pit stop, so it is a race to the checkered flag. There are some big question marks around this race. Will everybody behave into the very wide first corner? Can we avoid safety car running? Because of course, with the concrete barriers so close to the sides of the circuit, there's always a danger of having a car stranded on track and having to neutralise things to keep everybody safe and make sure this race runs without issue. All of these questions, plus the important ones. Local hero Pedro Girolami, can he move forward in a Squadra Martino Honda? We've seen that Bebo is a nice guy. He's a very gentle soul outside of the car, but as soon as the helmet comes on and the visor goes down, he's incredibly aggressive behind the wheel. Expect the 129 to start moving forward very quickly indeed once this race gets underway. So there is our pole position man, Jan Aleshe, moving in to his box in the blue Cyan Lincoln Co racing car, Norbert Michaelis to the left-hand side in the Hyundai, red and blue, typical colours of Hyundai, very distinguished. The Elantra N TCR looks incredible out on the racetrack. Immediately you can see Elishay pointing to the inside line. He's wanting to cover off the threat of Norbert. We've never had a TCR touring car race on this circuit before, so this is very much unknown territory for everybody coming into this race. In a few moments time we'll be going. So the green flag waves at the back of the field. In a few moments time those red lights will come on. When they go off, we'll be racing in the Kumho TCR World Tour round 11 here from Argentina as the entirety of the field, 25 cars accelerate, and Norbert Michaelis gets an absolute blinder off of the line. Look at that advantage. Huff and Elishay side by side for the run down into T1. It narrows to 20 metres, 25 cars try and find their way through. One of the Lincoln Co's goes out wide as well. Elishay still second position just behind Rob Huff. Mikel Azcona does not make any movement at the start of this race. He's in fourth position, side by side now, 3 wide. Coming into the chicane, one of the Toyotas to the outside line. Everybody seems to make it through now, but Elishay with the pink highlights on the wing mirror looks one side, looks the other. Michaelis covers off the line. That opens up an opportunity for Rob Huff around the outside. Rob Huff goes around the outside to great effect. The Lincoln being swarmed by the field behind. Michaelis still just holding on. Rob Huff, can he make it? Deal done. He feints to the inside line, feints to the outside line again, covers off Jan Elishay, and now Mikel Azcona trying to buy in as well. Huff, a little hip and shoulder to the side of Norbert. That seems to have slowed up the Hyundai. Azcona to the inside line, almost 3 wide. But there, just about, Jan Elishay finds his way through. Azcona looks to the inside again, but Rob Huff now is our race leader. So Rob Huff in the 179 Come To You Racing Audi is our race leader. Behind is Jan Elishay in second position, so he's managed to recover some places. In third position, Azcona defends hard from Norbert Michaelis, and then Girolame in the Honda trying to find a way past the 129 all the way to the inside line. He'll move back onto the racing line. Ted Bjork is the next man squabbling to find a way past. Bjork cannot find enough room, does not have the opportunity. Behind there is Java in the Toyota Team Argentina machine. That's the red car. And then look here now, we've got a whole host headed by Marc Chingois of cars fighting for position. But while they squabble, that's allowing this lead pack of cars to take the advantage. And there we go, Huff across the line from Elishay, from Azcona, from Michaelis, Girolame, Bjork, Java, Yanatuone and Juan Angel Rosso having a fantastic start to move all the way up into 9th position in these early running of round 11 of the Kumho TCR World Tour in Argentina. Safety car has been called. We've not seen exactly what's happening on screen, but as feared, the safety car thought we got through the first few corners. We might be fortunate to avoid any dramas, but there is Matthias Miller coming back into this series, racing alongside the Kumho World Tour for the first time, replacing Raffaele Suzuki in the PMO Motorsport Lincoln Co. And that's a sad sight to see the Argentine driver out of the car so early. We see some great shots over the first chicane here at Villa Mercedes. So Miller didn't look like he had damage on the car. We'll hopefully find out in a few moments time exactly what problems have befallen the PMO car. But for the meantime, everything is neutralised. If you're the likes of Rob Huff, that gives you some good breathing space just to take stock of exactly how strong that opening lap would be and start to plan a strategy for what you're going to do about the inevitable onslaught from Jan Elishay that's coming behind. And it's a good recovery from Jan there. It looked like he was going to be swallowed up by the pack in the early few corners of this race, but elbows out from the 168 Frenchman. He's second position. Mikel Azcona in third. Norbert Michaelis is in fourth place. Bebu Girolame, good start, all the way up to fifth, ahead of Ted Bjork. Bernardo Java in seventh. Fabian Yanatoni eighth. Juan Angel Rosso in ninth. Marc Chingois is 10th. Frederick Verviche failing to make any ground, dropping back, if anything, all the way down in 11th position. Rafael Racer's car looking forlorn in pit lane there, so that's a real shame. The Rafael Reyes, not making the start of this event. Qualified very aggressively in 10th. Technical infringement dropped him to the back of the grid, and sadly steering wheel hung up. Will take no further part in today's activity. Safety car boards being waved on this wide, super fast start-finish straight. I say a straight, it's got a significant curvature to it, so it's more a kink. And then we run down here again. The track sweeps to the left-hand side. You carry so much speed in a TCR car through these first few corners. You've got to keep the car though within the track limits. It's easy for it to wander out wide, and then it's hard onto the brakes for another left-hander, which you see there. Hard on the gas. Move the car all the way to the left-hand side of the circuit and swing it through the incredibly quick right-hander of turn 3. There's a big grandstand on the side of this corner here. You can see, can't quite see it to the right-hand side of your shot, but a really popular place for the fans to watch a TCR car in action. As there is Santiago Urute is in some kind of strife as well. Is that the end of the race for our Uruguayan star, Santiago Urute, from the hero of El Pinar last time around? Race victory. The first race of the weekend, El Pinar, it looked to me like Santiago Urrute's pulled that car to a stop, and that's it. Day done for the 1112 Cyan Lincoln Co Racing driver. So big dramas from some of our big name drivers. That is Enrique Maglione as well, carrying significant damage on the front of a Honda car. So Maglione looks like he's in a little bit of strife. Will they be able to get that car back out again before the safety car crosses the line to put another lap in the books? No, they won't. Maglione exits, stays left to the back of the garage. His day is done as well. So quite a few cars in drama, quite a few drivers looking to say goodbye very early. One of the big losers in the opening lap is Pedro Cardozo. I didn't see it during the live pictures, but he's down in 24th position on my timing screen, which even suggests that's a retirement. So Pedro Cardozo qualified all the way up inside the top 10 in qualification earlier on today. Started from 8th position, courtesy of the dramas Santiago Urrutia as well in front. And it looks like the day's done for the Brazilian star. So Cardozo hopefully will find out exactly what came a cropper for the Honda driver. That's a real shame for Pedro Cardozo. Sorry, not the Honda driver, the Hyundai driver. That's a real shame for Pedro Cardozo to say goodbye so early in this opening race of the weekend. And there is the PMO Motorsport Lincoln Co facing the wrong direction into the chicane. So some sort of dramas on the extremely slippery curves. You can see where the tarmac is darker from the shot where the rain has constantly fallen. That's reduced significantly the grip available to the drivers, and it's a bit of a venture in to the unknown for these drivers on these opening laps. We've only had the formation lap, a few reconnaissance tours around the circuit, but we all know very well as soon as you hit a track in anger, it's a very different proposition than just driving around and observing where the grip may or may not be. And that is Miller's car. The marshals look to find a way to get that behind the barriers to safety so we can go racing once again. The clock will not stop under safety car situations such as this. It's a 25-minute plus 1 lap race. The timer on the top of your screen, as you can see, 19 minutes 30 seconds left on the clock, so we will not be extending the overall race time for race interruptions such as the safety car period we are currently under. Still dutifully led by Rob Huff, likes a blaze in the ComTU Racing Audi. Huff, fantastic start off the grid, started in 4th position. Bit of a late throw of the dice for Rob Huff in qualifying, looking like the car was lower reaches of the top 10 at best until the final few moments of the session. Then Huff pulled out a typical master lap in the tricky conditions, got the car up into 4th on the grid, and has made great use of that one for an early race lead. Pedro Cardozo, there's the man that we were speaking about earlier on. Not sure what went wrong with the Hyundai Elantra, but the Scuderia Chiarelli driver is back on the racetrack, which is a good thing. He's a lap down, I believe, at this moment in time. No, he's not. He's on the same lap, but very far distance-wise from the cars ahead. So Cardozo hopefully will have an opportunity to close back to the back of the grid, and at the very least He can try and work his way forward. The team can check the car is all above board. They can focus their full preparation on race 2 tomorrow, where Cardozo is very much in the prime seats for a strong result, starting right at the very sharp end of the grid. Still behind safety car condition. You see the main road there just to the side of the track as well. This is very much a street circuit. It's a semi-permanent street circuit built in the grounds of a football stadium, which you'll see, I'm sure, on the shots, the start-finish straight, the multicoloured football stadium right in the heart of the Pedrera Park. Very quick is the Jose Carlos Bassi track. Very quick indeed. No runoff areas, concrete barriers, many corners with blind apexes. You need to be at one with your car, confident in the setup, confident in the grip underneath you. The last thing these drivers need is what exactly they've got. A little bit of rainfall, a little bit of dampness on the circuit to make the grip more unpredictable than it already is. And this is where we find there's opportunities for drivers that maybe aren't necessarily always in the prime seats, and we can see that straight away. We have got a bit of a mixed up field so far. Bernardo Java, 7th position, leads the TCR contingent from South America, just ahead of Fabian Iannantuoni in 8th place, second in TCR South America, Juan Rosso, 9th position, bottom step of the podium. As things stand for TCR South America, plenty of racing when we go green flag to do. Things are likely to change when we go racing again in hopefully a few moments time. The lights are still flashing at the top of the safety car, which suggests we're not looking to come down pit lane at this moment in time, as the marshals do great work to get the track cleared up and safe to go racing again. What is interesting while we're driving in slightly slower conditions than we would be under racing conditions, this may play into the hands of Jan Ellershey. We saw that he had a mix of slick and wet tyres. I don't have the information in front of me to see what the other drivers are doing, but as it seems to be predominantly drying up, it's just grease rather than new rainfall out on the circuit. That's going to start to wear those wet tyres out in Jan Ellershey's car. The longer we can run under safety car conditions, the less stress he's putting on the Kumho rubber underneath him, the less chance he's got of falling off a cliff in terms of grip and performance as this race continues to build down. But let's have a quick look now to replay. That is a kiss for Rob Huff and Norbert Michelis coming out of one of the corners. That was Huff's bid for the lead, and then Mikel Azcona and Jan Ellershey get to go side by side together. Azcona tries one way, tries the other way, doesn't have enough racing room. Further back we saw Bebo Girolami put in a move on Ted Bjork during all the drama as well. And this is the problem, or the good thing, depending on what perspective you have of it, of a circuit so wide. There are multiple lines. It's so difficult to defend the so-called racing line because there's so much real estate these drivers can play with. Expect it to be fireworks when we go racing in a few moments time. The lights on the safety car have been extinguished, so folks at home, don't go anywhere. We'll be going racing again in a few moments time. Rob Huff, race leader from Jan Ellershey, Mikel Azcona and Norbert Michelis are 3rd and 4th position. Bebo Girolami from Ted Bjork, 5th and 6th. Bernardo Java in 7th from Fabian Iannantuoni. Juan Rosso in 9th. Frederick Vervish rounds out the top 10 drivers as we're about to go racing again. There is Ted Bjork. He'll be looking to make inroads from 6th position. Work to do for Ted Bjork, and we are green again here in Argentina for the Kumho TCR World Tour, TCR South America, Banco BRB, and almost immediately Norbert Michelis looking to make a move on teammate Mikel Azcona. Azcona has the inside line. Michelis has the draft behind the back of Jan Ellershey. Can Azcona beat him on the brakes? Very late is the Spanish driver Girolami trying to get involved as well, so Néstor Girolami side by side further up the field and he gets the deal done. Néstor Girolami moves past Norbert Michelis to take the position away. That's a great move for Girolami up into 4th position. Michelis down into 5th place, and now Huff on the defensive. Jan Ellershey looking to the outside line for the chicane, trying to get the run in the Lincoln Code through the chicane so we can get on the power earlier and tried to attack that Continue Racing Audi. Huff is slow in a straight line, slow off of the corner, but he has just about enough space to keep that line covered. But now this has got the air of inevitability about it, it feels. Mikel Azcona in third position, keeping a watching brief. Girolamo still in fourth place. Michaelis dropping back a little from this lead pack, but Rob Huff is the cork in the bottle at the front of the field from Jan Aleshay. Mikel Azcona trying so desperately to find a way past the Lincoln Co. Shows the nose to the inside line. Not enough room for Mikel Azcona at this moment in time. They kick up some spray as they go through one of the puddles as well. Michaelis is the man that sees everybody in front. He can react to what's happening ahead of him as Girolamo leaves the door open. Michaelis walks through the door, thank you very much, of the hairpin. Gets the job done. Girolamo on the attack again, side by side, the counter-attack for Argentinian driver Nestor Girolamo. He has the outside line. Can he hold it all the way with Nobi? Yes, he can. To one side, to the other on the brakes with Girolamo. Has been overtaken. Great immediate response from Norbert Michaelis. Ted Bjork now trying to buy into that one as well. Bernardo Java in the red Toyota Corolla. There you see him at the back of the field as well, leading the TCR, a South America contingent. Java trying to stay in touch, but here we go. Girolamo, Nestor Girolamo on the attack again. He goes for the outside line. Michaelis covers the middle ground of the circuit. 3 wide further back as well. Frederick Vervish to the inside. Passes not one, but 2 cars. Great overtake there from Frederick Vervish on the brakes into T1. Can he hold it all the way through T2? Not quite, as there he concedes not 1 position, not 2 positions, but 3 places lost for Frederick Vervish, and 4 as we see the next car through. So Vervish on the attack pays the ultimate price though for not getting that deal locked down and bolted in, and Vervish drops all the way down the running order. We see further up the field though, the fight is still very much on for the top 5 positions. Jan Aleshay under massive pressure from Mikel Azcona now, hard on the brakes, the car squirrely under brake. Azcona though gets it done on the brakes. Great confidence from the Spanish driver. The Hyundai easily overtakes Aleshay, and now Michaelis wants to buy into this one as well. Nobi trying to find a way past the back of that bright blue cyan Lincoln Co machine. Is it a case of the tyres beginning to fall away for Jan Aleshay? He certainly doesn't have the confidence on the brakes, the confidence on turning of those behind him, and Michaelis launches it down the inside hard on the brakes. Nobi, the Hungarian driver, gets the deal done. Nestor Girolamo behind as well, trying to buy into this one, while Jan Aleshay is wrong-footed by the move from Nobi. We see Girolamo looking one way, look at the other. He's not giving up this one yet. Hard on the brakes, locks the car up, but it gets past, does Nestor Girolamo from Jan Aleshay. Loses 2 places in as many corners. That is a fantastic overtake from both Norbert Michaelis and Nestor Girolamo. Jan Aleshay is in trouble. Crossing the line again, 8 minutes 12 seconds left on the clock. Rob Huff checking out at the front of the field. Mikel Azcona trying desperately to hang on to the coattails of the Continue Racing driver. Norbert Michaelis now up into 3rd position. Nestor Girolamo for company, but a little bit further back Marcin Guar has Giannatoni and Rosso for company, as well as of course Frederick Vervish that was in the wars, it's fair to say, a lap or so ago. But Vervish back on to the back of this little trail of cars headed by Marcin Guar. So Mar up into 5th position, Giannatoni in 7th. Good drive from him as well. Let's have a look now at exactly what happens here. This is Frederick Vervish getting swallowed up by the pack. He made the move just before this shot came into picture, but he ran that little bit deep, lost the momentum, and there is Norbert Michaelis now very brave on the inside into the hairpin. That's a good overtake, and then Girolamo, ever wily Nestor Girolamo behind, recognised that it was going to be momentum loss, it's fair to say, for Jan Aleshay, and took advantage as Vervish goes past Rosso now. So that's finally got that one completed for Frederick. He moves up into 8th position, so a good charge, good recovery charge, as Rob Huff in the sister Continue Racing Audi is coming under huge pressure from Mikel Azcona now. So Azcona, the Spanish driver, has got plenty of pace in that car, qualified in 3rd position, just behind teammate Norbert Michaelis, but now it seems like Mikel Azcona has the speed, but does he have 6 minutes and 19 seconds worth of attack time that he can do something about it? Huff struggles off the corner. The car just does not look as comfortable under the English driver as it does for Mikel Azcona now, trailing him through one of the fastest parts of the racetrack. Using the slipstream is Mikel Azcona. This track is so wide at this point. Where do you go? How do you defend the line for the run down into T1? Azcona shows the nose nice and early. Doesn't have enough top end though to get alongside the Kumho Racing 179 car of Rob Huff. Huff runs deep into the second part of the corner. That opens the inside door for Mikel Azcona, but it's going to go to the right hand side now. Azcona wisely drops back behind the Kumho car, looks to re-attack again. The next opportunity will be the chicane that we're running up to now. Again, nice and early, more about a distraction tactic at this moment in time than trying to put the car alongside. Azcona wants Huff to be compromised on corner exit so he can get the drag up to the next section of racetrack. But Englishman Rob Huff, been around quite a bit, he knows all of these tricks and more as he continues to cling on to this race lead with 5 minutes to go. And there is Nesta Girolami's Honda at the side of the road. That's a real shame for Nesta, but now we've got an attack for the race lead. Azcona has the inside line. Rob Huff on the log stop, sideways, smoke from the inside tyre as he's braking hard to try and hold on to that position. Huff just about holds on. Mikel Azcona cannot find a way past, and the race has been neutralised because it's a safety car for the stranded car of Nesta Girolami. That is exactly what Rob Huff needs. Girolami straight under the hood, having a look what's the matter with the Squadra Martino Honda Civic, but the end result is all the same. Nesta Girolami's out of this race in a sad end to what has been a combative performance up to this point, and hopefully we can get that car cleared nice and quickly. We've only got 4 minutes and 20 left on the clock. If we want to do a green flag finish, that's got to be a quick recovery, and the field's closed up to a dramatic race to the flag. This is going to be, as a dejected Nesta Girolami runs back behind the safety of the barriers for the long, slow and very frustrating trudge back to his pit garage, I'm sure. So, race neutralised, yellow flag, safety car conditions for these drivers. Rob Huff is the race leader from Mikel Azcona in second. Third position, Norbert Michaelis ahead of Marcin Noir in fourth. Frederick Vervish has moved up to fifth position ahead of Fabian Iannatuoni in sixth. Seventh is Jan Elishay. So Elishay being dominant, it has to be said. All meet him long. When it matters in the race, the pace is just not in. That 168 ahead of, just behind him, Juan Angelo Rosso in 8th, Esteban Gurrieri. Gurrieri's come from absolutely nowhere. Not spotted that one during the live pictures, but Esteban Gurrieri from 19th on the grid has moved his way up to 9th position, so 10 places gained in the opening stages of this race. Fernando Java in 10th place ahead of Ignacio Montenegro, and then Pedro Cardozo, who had the dramas that we saw at the start of the race. He's recovered in fine style to get up to 12th position ahead of Frederick Balve, Juan Casella in 14th, Galid Osman 15th, Sepag in 16th ahead of Diego Nunez and Alberto Baptista is 18th, Casagrande in 19th, and then Girolami, Bjork, Larutier, Maglione and Race are currently out of contention. Ted Bjork, by the way, not seen that one during the broadcast, but Ted Bjork is in some kind of strife, according to the timing tower. That's a big disaster for the Swedish driver, Cyan Racing Lincoln co-driver, very much out of contention in this race, leaving us with 19 cars still running of the 25 starting this event. Right, 2 minutes on the clock. Great work by the marshals. The safety car lights are extinguished, which means we're going to go racing again. 25 minutes plus 1 lap. So basically 2 minutes plus 1 lap left on the clock to decide who's going to win the opening race of the weekend here in Argentina in the Kumho TCR World Tour and TCR South America Banco BRB Championship. Rob Huff is in the pound seats. Mikel Azcona has pace to spare, it seems, in second position. Norbert Michaelis, he's got a difficult situation. Third place, nicely ahead of Kumho TCR World Tour rival Jan Elishay. Does he push for more, or does he bank the points and close the gap to the French driver? All these questions and more will be answered the next time we go over the safety car line and go racing once again. Anticipation builds from the field, some with lights, some without, some happy with their tyre choice, others desperately seeking out the puddles to keep their cool, wet tyres cold should they burn out on this very fast, high-speed street circuit. A few moments' time, going under green flag conditions, the safety car will peel in. Rob Huff will be the safety car in effect. Girolami's Honda just getting towed away and out of danger. But there we go, Rob Huff very quickly indeed gets the jump. Frederik Vervish having some kind of dramas as well in the 1-2-2, so Vervish has some kind of issue in the Audi. Dives down pit lane, that is the end of the day for Frederik Vervish further down the running order. What's going on here? A lot of drivers are accelerating, some are slowing, the safety car stays on the racetrack, so we've had some kind of miscommunication, I think it is there. Some were accelerating, some were still very much behind the safety car, but the end result is we're not going in green flag racing just yet. So all that drama and excitement that we were looking forward to, put that one back in its bag again for a few moments' time. There is Fred's car, quite a bit of damage that we see on the Comto Racing Audi as well. So Fred's had some, Vervish has had some kind of coming together or dramatic incident within the pack. Vervish will come down quickly to pit lane. I fear though, with us being on, in effect, the final lap of the race, that is an early bath for Frederik Vervish, which is a real shame. Had a strong race, very much in the heart of the drama. Vervish out of contention now, 19th on the classification, the first of the non-running drivers. Pedro Girolami as well there, you see. Down in 20th place, with the safety car flags are still waving. This will be a cruise to the checkered flag, and this was a worry coming into this race. It is so high speed, it is a street circuit, it's always a danger that you're going to have more than your fair share of running behind the safety car circumstances not within your control, and unfortunately bits of drama, elbows out racing all around the circuit have caused a couple of safety car interventions. It'll be music to the ears of Rob Huff though at the front of the field, because I think it's fair to say Mika Lathkona has plenty of pace in that Hyundai, but Rob Huff does not need to defend. You cannot overtake, of course, under the safety car, and this will be Huff's second win of the campaign if he can bring it to the checkered flag and we stay under these safety car conditions. In terms of the TCR South America contingent, Esteban Gurrieri is the leader of the South America field. Remember, Esteban Gurrieri coming back to TCR cars after an almost year absence driving sports cars. He won the class last time out at El Pinar. He's on the step of the podium overall. Third position in the race, first position in the TCR South America classification for Gurrieri according to the timing screens. But looking at the field, that doesn't quite say the same thing. So I'm sure we'll work it all out next time across the line and everybody's got themselves back in position. That's the problem when you have a delay and the timing monitor line is not quite at the same part of the track. It takes a while for things to sort itself out, but one thing we don't need to worry about is the man who's leading this race. That's Rob Huff from Mikael Lathkona behind Noma Mikulis, third position. Then the Cyan Racing Lincoln Co machine and Marchinquar in fourth place. Just behind there is Gurrieri, fifth position on track. Then Elishay looks like he's sixth. On we go, green flag racing once again for the drag through the final corner. The green flag and the final lap board. It'll be a one lap dash to the checkered flag. Can Rob Huff hold on for one final 4.368 kilometre tour? Will he succumb to the pressure of Mikael Lathkona? There we see Marchinquar throw the car down the inside. Gurrieri holding off the attentions of Jan Elishay, holding off the attentions himself of Juan Angel Rosso, as we see one of the Toyotas go squirrely to the outside line. Who is that one? Contact with the wall as well for good measure. So that's not what Gurrieri needs to be doing at this stage in the race. But still, Rob Huff at the front of the field. Mikael Lathkona trying to find a way past Noma Mikulis. A safe distance in arrears. He has got Marchinquar for company. Mikulis will be desperate to hold on to that podium position. Yana Tuoni still doing good work as well in fifth place. Rosso, seventh position. He's got Gurrieri that we saw making light contact with the wall. But now Lathkona tries to launch an attack. Rob Huff's been outfoxed runs deep, does Huff, has to go all the way off the racetrack. That opens the door for Mikel Azcona. Can he get back on desperately? Tries to get back on side by side with Marching War. Mar now in the Lincoln Co. Casa Grande to the side of the circuit, but let's look at the fight at the front of the field. Huff makes the mistake, drops to the bottom step of the podium, allows Michaelis to move up into second position. Mar trying to find a way past now, throws the car to the inside, not enough racing room on the lock stops for the hairpin. Concentrate on corner exit. Rob Huff made an uncharacteristic mistake. That's allowed Azcona into the race lead, and Rob Huff is defending for everything he is worth now. Can he find a way past Norbert Michaelis? Doesn't have the speed, the Hungarian driver at this race, but he does have track position, and Rob Huff, while he fights at the front of the field, it is Mikel Azcona that will take the checkered flag and win the Kumho TCR World Tour here in Argentina from teammate Norbert Michaelis, and Rob Huff rounding out the podium places in what has been a thrilling race on the streets of Argentina. Great racing at the front of the field, right at the very death. Rob Huff grabs, snatches defeat from the jaws of victory, and the man who takes that race win is Mikel Azcona. Great result to take the victory. First one of the Kumho TCR World Tour for the Spanish driver, side by side with teammate Norbert Michaelis. It is a BRC Hyundai N Squadra Corsa 1-2 from the Kumho racing car of Rob Huff in third. Marching War crosses the line in fourth. Yana Tuone is the winner of the TCR South America field, fifth position overall. Jan Elishay in sixth. Juan Angel Rosso in seventh from Bernardo Java, eighth position. Ninth, Ignacio Montenegro. Good recovery drive from Montenegro, the TCR South America Championship leader, all the way up in to ninth position. Cardozo 10th, another exceptional recovery drive. But let's have a look. And Mikel Azcona got it done, harrying the back of Rob's Huff Comte Audi. Huff runs far too deep into the corner, has to go to the escape road. There's no grip out there on the escape road. Momentum's lost, and the two BRC Hyundais, thank you very much for the gift. We've unwrapped it, we enjoyed it. It is track position. We'll take that one away. Great stuff for Hyundai. 1-2 here in the first race in Argentina. And for the race winner, Fabian Yanatuone, fifth position in TCR South America as well. An incredible drive for Yanatuone to take away the class victory for Palladini Racing in the Toyota Corolla GRS TCR. Fifth position overall, with a field stacked with talent such is the grid that we've had today. That is no mean feat. So here you go, round 11. These are the results. Mikel Azcona from Norbert Michaelis, Rob Huff, Marching War, Fabian Yanatuone in fifth. Jan Elishay holds on for sixth position from Juan Angel Rosso, and Bernardo Java seventh and eighth position. Look at that, 1, 2, 3 Toyotas in the top 8. That is a car that is very impressive indeed. Ignacio Montenegro, championship leader, crosses the line in 9th ahead of Pedro Cardozo in 10th. Esteban Gurrieri 11th at the flag from 19th on the grid. Frederick Balbi, Galid Osman, Diego Nunez, Jose Manuel Sepag, as well Adalberto Baptista from Fabio Casagrande, and we said goodbye to Frederick Vervich, Nestor Girolami, Ted Bjork, Santiago Arrutier, Enrique Maglione and Rafael Race before we hit the final of the 25 minutes plus 1 lap race, and then Matthias Miller in inauspicious start to his Kumho TCR World Tour field adventures, the first retirement of the race. Drivers heading now to Parc Ferme, top 3 finishers overall in the race, and the winner of the TCR South America field will take pride of place underneath the podium. We'll have 3 podium celebrations, one for the overall podium, one for TCR South America, and one for TCR South America trophy drivers. Freezing conditions here in Argentina. Good to see a nice crowd lined up to cheer on their heroes, and that is a very dejected looking Rob Huff and a very delighted looking Mikel Azcona. Yes, he says to the team and crowd, first victory of the year for Azcona, very much needed. He's been showing increasingly good form as the weekend progresses. That culminated in, when it matters the most, race day. 1-2 for team as well. Azcona, Norbert Michaelis in second position. That's going to help their Kumho TCR World Tour standing points very much indeed. So great day out for the BRC Hyundai squad. Celebrations amongst all the team members. Rob Huff, you can just see in the corner of your screen, not looking happy with that error on the final lap of the race that conceded that race victory. Shame there for Huff. A good drive nevertheless from the English driver, but Mikel Azcona very much deserves this race victory. Applied pressure, showed pace, and he did absolutely enough to take the victory. No, but Mikolas, another very, very good drive from the Hungarian as well, as he looks to also apply some pressure, but to Jan Elishay in the Kumho TCR World Tour standings at the second position will do him the world of good, considering that Elishay finished in 6th at the flag. So a good haul of points in this first race of the day. Also starting ahead of the French driver tomorrow for the second and final race of the weekend. So good opportunity for the BRC Hyundai squad to score big points and really move themselves up in the Kumho TCR World Tour overall rankings. There is Yana Tuone in the middle of the field as well, car number 5, winner for TCR South America. Very nice drive from the Palladini Racing Toyota Corolla TCR squad. Angel Rosso alongside him, and Bernardo Java in the red Toyota. 3 Toyotas, or 2 liveries should I say. The traditional red and white of Toyota that you see there to the left hand side of the screen, and the iconic Palladini livery on those 2 cars. They also run, of course, the Audi for Fabrizio Pizzini, but unfortunately Pizzini can't make this round, so we don't have the first generation Audi taking part. We do, however, have the new Audi of Continu Racing for Rob Huff. He finished 3rd. Let's go and speak to our winner.
Mikel, incredible race. You won it at the end.
Yeah, thank you so much. First victory of the season, first victory of the World Tour Championship. Feels amazing to win here in these so challenging conditions here in Argentina, with the slicks in the front, wet on the rear. At the beginning it was full wet. At the end the track was getting better and better. We finished with a full dry track. So the conditions were the most difficult race of the season so far. Very happy, thanks to the Hyundai Motorsport team and BRC. P1, P2, starting from P3, finishing victory, it's the best feeling you can have. So, but still we need to finish tomorrow race 2, so, but very happy.
Ahora en español, para que te entienda todo el público acá, Argentina, Uruguay y España. Me imagino la felicidad por ganarlo sobre el final casi.
Sí, muy feliz. Ha sido una carrera muy difícil, donde las primeras vueltas han sido importantes, tomar decisiones claras. Ha habido mucho caos por detrás, por delante, y bueno, ha habido que mantenerse ahí firme en esa segunda posición. Buen adelantamiento a Ian por el exterior, y a partir de ahí, pues bueno, intentar adelantar a Rob. Rob es un tío muy defensivo, por lo tanto no me lo ha puesto nada fácil, y bueno, al final la presión le ha podido y le he podido adelantar la última vuelta.
Felicitaciones por la carrera, vaya a festejar con el equipo.
Gracias, vamos.
And that is a very happy Mikel Azcona taking the race victory, as he says, his first win of the year and the first one in the Kumho TCR World Tour. Applied the pressure when he needed to, found a way past Rob Huff on the final lap and maximised the pace that he has shown all race long in that Hyundai Elantra N TCR car. Great result for Mikel Azcona. That'll do him the world of good and confidence as we head into the second race tomorrow afternoon, and of course on to Australia and Macau to close out the season. Do not discount him as we speak to our South American winner.
Pato, increíble, se dio la victoria por fin en el TCR South America en un fin de semana conjunto con el World Tour, condiciones de pista complicadas. Contame tus sensaciones.
Bueno, la verdad que feliz, un resultado que se nos estaba negando, un año que la primera parte no fue fácil y un fin de semana distinto con el World Tour. Estar mezclado entre ellos, la verdad que es interesante, tienen un gran nivel. Y nosotros, bueno, estuvimos firmes todo el fin de semana. Hoy una condición de pista que la verdad había que estar atentos, muy difícil. Y pudimos hacer una buena largada y de ahí en más hacer una linda carrera. La verdad que hasta por momentos peleamos con ellos bien. Creo que ellos están mucho mejor, están un escalón más arriba, pero estoy feliz por el trabajo del equipo, por todo lo que se viene haciendo. Y bueno, como dije, quizás este resultado lo esperábamos antes, pero bueno, a veces cuando demora se disfruta más, así que felicito a todo el equipo, a todos los patrocinantes, a toda la familia Paladini, al Paladini Racing, a todos los sponsors que hacen lo posible que estemos aquí.
Gracias y felicitaciones.
Muchas gracias.
Fabio Iannituoni there, very happy with his first win of the season, just mentioning there how he thanks the team and the sponsors for putting him in a very strong car this season. They waited all year for this race victory, according to Fabio Iannituoni, and now they've scored it in front of the Kumho TCR World Tour field. So congratulations to them, and here we have the podium for the overall race result. Mikel Azcona shakes hands with third place now, Rob Huff. Teammate Norbert Michaelis in second position. The Hyundai squad come out to receive their trophies as well, and that is two very happy and one slightly less happy man stood on the podium there. Mikel Azcona though with the biggest smile of all, his first race victory in the Kumho TCR World Tour, the first race victory this season as well for the Spanish star on the top step of the podium. The victory trophies will be awarded to our drivers in a few moments time as well, as the crowd look on to celebrate the World Tour stars coming here to Argentina for the very first time at the Pedrera circuit in the Pedrera Park. The Villa Mercedes area is a semi-permanent street circuit, fairly fast. It's produced some very interesting racing indeed for his first race of the weekend. Remember, we're back again for round 12 tomorrow, 1700 CEST, so put a date in your diary. Second races of the weekend touring cars are always a little special. There's a trophy now awarded for third place. Chief Engineer of Kumho Tyre, Mr. Lee, gives the trophy to Rob Huff in third position. I know Julie there. Trophy for second position. Norbert Michaelis. Michaelis not sure what to do with that one. Wants to pick it up, put it down, get the photo taken. He wants to spray that champagne. And then our race winner, Mikel Azcona, with the biggest trophy of all, for victory. But I think Rob Huff thinks probably should have been his. There's a contemplative face on Rob Huff there. A little bit frustrated, I'm sure, with how that race transpired. But there's our three podium finishes. Round 11, the Kumho TCR World Tour. Hyundai represented as well in the BRC N Squadra Corsa outfit. 1-2 for the Italian team. Big result for them. Big push for their charge in the Kumho TCR World Tour. And as is tradition in these things, we're going to spray some champagne, although Rob Huff doesn't fancy the champagne, I don't think. He exits. Norbert Michaelis thinks, do I keep it? Do I spray it? No, I'll spray it. And there is your race winner. First off the marks as well with a champagne cork. Mikel Azcona. Very, very happy indeed. Norbert slightly less happy. Spraying his team and the fans down below. Drinking glasses. Great result for both drivers. In a few moments' time then, we're going to have the TCR South America Banco BRB podium celebrations. Fabio Iannituoni, for the first time, going to step on the middle step of the podium and take, I'm sure, is rapturous applause from the audience below for his first victory of the season. Big speak from Norbert. One final look at the crowd before he heads away to do the media interviews, debrief with the team and get preparing for tomorrow's activities as well. So now it's the turn of the TCR South America field. Fernando Jeva there, not quite sure which step he needs to be on. There he goes. Takes the bottom step of the podium. Fernando, very nice, friendly guy. Been nice to get to know him over the course of these last couple of weeks. Good result for him. And they're in second position, complete with child, Juan Angel Rosso, bringing his daughter up onto the podium, I believe that is. And your race winner for the first time this season, for the first time in TCR South America, Fabio Iannituoni takes the top step of the podium. Paladini Racing 1 and 2, Toyota Team Argentina in third position. Great drive from all three drivers, and they finished in 5th, 7th and 8th position overall respectively. Very strong result. Trophies aloft. And that is a great result for our South American drivers on the world stage. First time TCR cars are raced here on the street circuit. They put on an intriguing show for the fans trackside and at home. Nice, there we go. Remove child for champagne spraying. Always a wise move. Don't want to get a cork or some champagne all over as well. So here we go. Celebrations. Yana Tuone, first man to get the bubbly spray in. A little bit slow for Bernardo Java there in third place, but he soon gets it going again. Sprays the crowd and the teams below. Great result for all three of those drivers. Big celebrations tonight, I'm sure, but don't forget, we've got another race again tomorrow. There's only so much fun you can have. There's still the business end of the weekend to go as they take a quick photograph with the official photographer, and then we'll have TCR South America trophy drivers come for their podium celebrations as well. Adalberto Baptista, the winner, TCR South America trophy. Casagrande just behind. They were 17th and 18th overall, driving the Toyota and the Honda cars respectively. So here we go. Out on to the podium ceremony. There's Casagrande. Top step on the podium for Baptista. Trophies aloft. Do you spray the champagne or do you take it and share it with the team? That is the big question. I do like me some champagne, so I'd often be inclined to take it with me. But there we go, spraying the cameraman who hides his camera very wisely, get out of the way, but still gets the shot ever. They're professional. A little bit wet, but I'm sure that'll be a great photo for social media a little bit later on. And there our trophy. TCR South America trophy, podium finishers taking a celebration. Many media interviews for everybody, I'm sure. The fans down in Parc Ferme watching on as well. The cars looking resplendent at the side of your screen. And that is the Kumho TCR World Tour and TCR South America Banco BRB rounds 11 and 12. We've had an interesting race. Hard drama, overtakes, and it all began when the green flag waved with an outstanding start off the front of the field. And Norbert Michelisz, Jan Elishay losing ground, losing traction off the line. Around the outside goes Rob Huff. And everybody squeezes down into those opening few corners. A few drivers having to take to the escape road to avoid too much drama. But Jan Elishay somehow came out on top and managed to find his way through and hold on in the early stages to keep in the clear and second position. Michelisz was on the defensive, the Hungarian driver in the opening laps. Elishay not keen to give up that pole position race lead, but while they squabbled, Rob Huff saw the gap and took the opportunity to strike past and into a race lead that many thought would be unassailable, and it was all the way through to the final lap, where Huff eventually crossed the line in third position. Mikel Azcona, eventual race winner, with the meat in a sandwich a little bit further back. He watches everybody else squabble over track position. Bebo Girolamo was an early protagonist too, but that is the move from Mikel Azcona past his teammate, touching the rear bumper of Elishay, but then a nice dose of aggression, a little bit of defensive driving, and some real hearty overtakes later. Mikel Azcona would have enough in the bank to be able to cash in a race victory here in Argentina. Further down, Frederik Vervish, early retirement in the race, but not before finding his way past not one but two cars in a single move. Vervish had a bit of a yo-yo event, it has to be said, out on the wide line. No grip to be found there for the Audi driver, and what started as a very nice pass indeed eventually ended in losing several places and a retirement further down the line. Sepang have to go through the double chicane to rejoin. Dramas at the chicane that's caught out many drivers over the course of this race. Racing off of line is incredibly slippery business. Rosso and Vervish there coming together. Look at the damage on the rear quarter of Frederik Vervish's car, and disgruntled, it has to be said, Nesta Girolamo into retirement in the 129 Honda as well. Slams the door in anger. Mechanical failure for the Argentine driver. Meanwhile, safety car period turned to green flag running. That closed up the pike. Esteban Guerrieri was the one, though, that missed out on that occasion, running all the way to the outside and into the wall for good measure. Guerrieri was on for a strong result at that point. That cost him time and positions, and unfortunately the Argentine driver dropping down the running order. But at the front of the field, it all came down to the final lap. Mikel Azcona had what it takes for the race victory in what has been an enthralling opening race of the weekend, and I implore you, write this down: 1700 CEST tomorrow. We go again here in Argentina. Do not miss out. Race 1 was good. Race 2 will be exceptional. From us all here in the Kumho TCR World Tour and TCR South America Banco BRB, thank you for watching, and until tomorrow, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.